Rhode Island is the senator who asked him that question. Do you have any proof? The Attorney General of the United States replies, not really, I don't have any proof, but didn't have the common sense or the awareness to walk back what he said. And as a result, you end up with the president using the word treason.
Again, that's what Roy Cohn told Joseph McCarthy to do in the Senate. Throw out charges that will grab the headlines, inflame the right-wing base, when you have no evidence of those charges.
But here's another giveaway. You know, this week, Friday, right, end of the week, we looked at these 2 days of congressional testimony with Barr and the clarity they brought about what I don't know what has happened to him, but what he is now is very clear. And I think beyond this discussion, some of the most striking things that day that were giveaways were on other topics. His answers on the Affordable Care Act, when he's asked, well, will people lose insurance if the Affordable Care Act gets struck down? He says, well, Donald Trump wants to have a replacement plan. Well, that's a political answer.
Yeah, that's not
like an Attorney General's answer. Yeah. They asked him about the drug crisis and about opioids. He talked about why we needed to build the wall. Again, it has nothing to do with opioids, and also is just a political answer. It's like he's now making the kinds of arguments that the White House communications director would make or the White House press secretary would make. He's been, to your point, Mika, fully Trumpified, and the extent to which he now is operating not as an attorney general, a quasi-independent appointee, head of the Justice Department, but he's acting as a purely political hack, basically, for the president. It was just on full display this week. There's no real argument about what he's doing now.
David Ignatius, so what are the operating theories? Why would a man with a reputation, a good reputation through the years, why would he just completely drive his repitation into a ditch? And it is, make no mistake, it is driven into a ditch. And when the facts come out, his reputation will be sullied forever. Why? What are the operating theories in Washington why he would do this?
I think the biggest is that there's been a counter-narrative being spun for more than a year now by Republicans that this was an improper, unethical, deep state attempt to reverse the election results. That's what many Republicans believe. Devin Nunes is the leader of that group, but you read this in the conservative press, they've got a lot of memos they spin back.
Saying, well, why would Barr go there when he knows the process was proper? He understands the role of FISA judges better than anybody else. He knows the surveillance would not have been approved, would not have gotten past 4 or 5 Republican-appointed federal FISA judges. He knows that. So what is the operating theory on why he would throw that conspiracy theory out, sully his reputation, when he, more than anybody else, knows this was a legitimate inquiry?
There are two possible answers. One is that when he read the Mueller report, which we still have not, he looked at the evidence and decided that there was far less than he had expected of wrongdoing, and that he had questions about how the investigation got started in the first place. I think the more troubling one, and likely the more accurate, is that his good sense has been broken down by being in Donald Trump's Justice Department as Attorney General. He is surrounded by people who believe these conspiracy theories. It takes strong character in a period like this to resist lies. You have to stand up. You have to take risks. And Barr, looking at him, I felt looked like a weak Attorney General who was not prepared to dig in and tell the country the truth, even though it would risk meaning the president was angry at him. So he didn't seem like the man to do that.
So let's have a little cleanup operation here. I'm going to bring up 2 names of people when the time came that their country called on them to do the right thing, they did it. Attorney General Jeff Sessions. He did what was required by law. He did what was required by the ethics of the situation. And yes, I'm going to say it. Matthew Whitaker. When the United States pressured Matthew Whitaker to do something that he knew to be improper, he stood up to the President of the United States. Let that be said.
This is a good
And what happened to both of them?
Yeah, they're both gone.
No,
I'm just saying.
I'm upping your argument.
Reputation intact.
Maybe the reason is simple.
that William Barr is the Attorney General of the United States, and he likes his job, and he knows that part of his job in this administration is to lean toward the president.
He's the Attorney General for the American people.
But I think he assumes that if he stands up, he may suffer the same fate that Jeff Sessions faced.
So he stirs conspiracy theories. What's worth that?
But the problem is,
what is worth that?
It's not like he's had this job for a long time, right? He kind of begged his way into the job. Right. He campaigned for it. So it still raises the deeper question. Before he became Attorney General, Bill Barr's reputation was fine, but he forced him. He kind of begged to get the job. Now has the job, and now is doing these things. So it's kind of like, what would make you want to put yourself in a position where your reputation was almost inevitably going to be tarnished if you did the job for Donald Trump? I don't really get that.
I was talking to Mika about this last night. I said, I saw your father as he was getting older. Maybe it would have been exciting for him to go back into administration. Then I just cut myself off. I said, your father was asked. He would never, ever compromise, not for 1 second, who he was, what he believed, his sense of public service. And there's so many other people out there that would do that. You know, I've heard stories of other administration officials just speaking truth to power. George Shultz, you know, when the former EPA chief went out and talked to the Hoover Institute, and everybody was around and being nice. Who was the former EPA chief? What was his name? How quickly we forget.
Under Reagan?
No. Under Trump. The guy, Scott Pruitt.
Oh, right. I thought you were talking about the Reagan years.
We were going for historical analogy.
So Pruitt's at the Hoover Institute, and they're trying to get right by the Trump administration, and everybody's sitting around, and they're talking, you know, how great, Pruitt, thank you for coming. George Shultz walks up to him, looks at him, he goes, you know, you are the single least impressive human being I have ever met in my life. He turned around and walked away. That's a guy that doesn't play along.
I think that's something your dad said to Joe once.
Well,
once. It was a long time ago.
It was stunningly superficial.
Whatever. Close.